Hey everyone, how you doing today? I thought I would show you a quick preview of these now completed and finished Scarab Tremor BD, which stands for Big Drill. So that's all that means. So yeah, I think I got this thing all done up, tweaked. I got all the sensors in place, lighting. It's all textured and painted now, inside and out, to show you kind of what it ended up looking like after it was painted. Now, one of the things I wasn't really particularly liking on the build earlier is when I built this kind of asymmetrical cockpit area, because I really wanted to have a location to put in a multi-turret, like somewhere in a nice visible area, something easy to use in relation to where the cockpit is. But after it was painted, and I did I painted like this one side over here, this yellow color, and then kind of left the other side dark. It actually kind of broke that up, and I actually don't mind it anymore, which I didn't particularly like it when I first did that, but now it's a little more practical than it would have been if it had a centered cockpit and I didn't have that location over here for this, or would have had to put it on top of it. This keeps it a little bit lower profile and things like that. Anyway, here, let me get out of God mode and take a quick walk on the inside here. I guess I'll adjust the lighting. Why not? I'll go over the specs here too, and what it costs, and its options for upgrades and things like that. So when you come in the back, you do have a secondary storage area for 96K. This is just a standard storage controller. You do have access to the warp drive here. Now it's coming stock right now with a 30 light year warp drive. Not my favorite, but it raises the unlock level, and other resource costs go into 60 light year right off the gate. So then you get into your crafting and production area here, basically ore processing area. So you've got 2 small constructors and 2 advanced constructors, so you can pretty much deal with any ore that you're getting out in the field. Mostly, I think there's a couple unique ones out there that you might not be able to process right on the fly. You do got a couple boxes as well, med bay and O2. 2 passenger seats. I kind of stuck here. They don't really have to be there, but they're kind of out of the way, and it sort of works. This is all rigged up too, but you got to walk a little bit forward on these ramps before they open up. I try to make the range of how far they'll stay open as much as I could, basically with the sensors and stuff like that. So now another option obviously is to tie this into the landing gears. The reason why I don't particularly like to do that is that's great if you're on land, but if you're up in space and you want the doors to open, then they don't work. Or if you're not landed on something. So that's kind of the reason why I usually don't go with that unless it's really fits the build for one reason or another. You also have a harvest control over here at 320K of harvest storage. Then upstairs, where the cockpit is, not much up here really. You got a back door out to the landing pad, and then your pilot seat, and also has a shower in case you get the rads and all that fun stuff, which is quite possible. You're flying around, you're coming in from, well, maybe not the rads, but freezing to death in space. I'm really good at that. I never seem to have the right equipment in my armor to keep me not turning into a popsicle out in space. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole build right there. It's pretty to the point. Oh, and upgrade stuff. You got 2 locations for improved cores, right up in the ceiling there, and then up in the cockpit area again. There are 2 locations for basic CPU cores. Now currently, spec-wise, it is, well, unlocks at level 15, size class 1, 49 forward, 33 strafing, 65 lift, 33 reverse, 49 down. I try to balance the thrust kind of for a lot of space mining. Obviously, in the Anvil Season 11 that I've been playing on, you can use this on a planet's surface, but everywhere else you can't. So this would just be an asteroid miner, and therefore balanced thrust is usually a good thing for asteroid mining. It does still have an emphasis on its lift thrust, though. It's got 4 sentry guns, it's got the 2 drills, it's got 2 Gatling turrets. Actually, I take that back. It's got 8 sentry guns. There's 2 different types, I guess, in there. And 2 hour and 28 minute build time, and it does not need anything special. No upgrade kits or Zacosium or anything like that. Just kind of like some more basic stuff. A little Sathium for the glass. Actually, if I put in the old school or the crappier looking windows, I could get rid of this, but I'd rather have the windows on this build. And other than that, CPU wise is chilling in at Core 1, 200,000 CPU, and using 194,000 of that CPU off the gates. Now, if you do add in a multi-turret, upgrade the warp drive to the 60 light year version, you will need to put in an additional CPU core, probably a basic or two. I don't know about the improved cores for anything. Honestly, I don't know if you need them or not. I just figured I'd rather have them there than not there, just in case. You know, if you wanted to upgrade some of the thrusters to the plasma variants or whatnot. In this area here, you do have location to advanced, well, I'm sorry, not advanced, a 1x3 generator, and the Pentaxa tank is right up in there too. And on the other side, this is how I cheated a little bit on the CPU. I put it, it needed this little baby generator, a 1x2 generator in there, but you got the room to upgrade it to a 1x3 generator in case you run into power problems. Now, I tested this charging the shield while drilling in space, while flying around all at the same time, and this power setup is working for how the entire ship is set up right now. But if you need a little bit more power, say you want to upgrade some of the thrusters to plasma variants, you may need to pull that 1x2 generator and replace it with a 1x3 generator. But that is really pretty much the whole build. Yeah, for what it is, that should work fine. Just keep in mind when you're drilling, and this is always hard to demonstrate because I can't drill on the surface over here. There's a HUD icon when you're drilling with these things that appears, and let me see here. Get the HUD on, and if it's white like that, it's not cool. Oh, I can't use it on the planet. But when you're out mining, out like an asteroid or something like that, it will turn red. And when it turns red, I usually would recommend not trying to push forward or move. Just hold your drills down so they keep drilling until it turns white again. Then advance forward a little bit until it turns red and repeat. And by doing that, and the whole reason this thing's all weird looking like that with this big front end is I didn't want to have any, I wanted this area where the two drills were to come out pretty far before any other blocks would mess with that. In fact, here's your first block that would mess with it there. So it kind of allows you to dig in deeper into like an asteroid or something like that before you have any problems. Now, if I were to put like prettier blocks and try to make this all look fancier, then it would disrupt the mining drill some, and it causes it to actually perform worse. So that's why I kept it very, very tight here on this front section, where there's no blocks going past the blocks of the drills at all. Not even a little trim block or deco or anything like that, which sucks. Of course, I could make it a little prettier if I could add some blocks there, but I'd rather have it work to the best of its ability at least. Now, another thing you can do is you can swap out the detector on here with a long-range radar. That was set up too, and there's one other feature too in the P menu options. How about these options? You do have the two spotlights. There is a gravity generator in here that would cover the craft. It is a smaller gravity generator. It doesn't use much CPU, but I left it off by default. So these would be the default settings where production's on, spotlights are off, and the gravity generator's off. But if you did want gravity, it's in there. It's already set up and working. And that's really all this thing was meant to do. It's meant to be if you want to get into asteroid mining, but you're not really up to the laser drill CB mining yet, and this is kind of what it's for. You know, it's a unlock level 15 cheaper CB miner, and you know it actually works all right for what it is. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that, and I think I covered all the different specs. There's not that much to upgrade on here, really. That's why you don't see a lot of info LCDs or anything like that. Really, it's just the cores. I think you can figure out a multi-turret. It's kind of meant to go here. Obviously, you could pop in another turret if you wanted to. And then, obviously, the area for the long-range radar back there. That is really about it. I was able to have it come stock with all its constructors and everything else. So, just wanted to show you that real quick. a little hard to demonstrate it right now, but yeah, I'm going to also submit this to the challenge this month. The challenge actually was to build a big drill CV miner, and this is like my third iteration of this miner. And I also just a quick thanks to Artemis Rogue as well for giving when I came up with my first design. I thought it sucked really bad, and I had a very negative opinion on the big drill miners. I think, do I have that here? I don't know if I deleted the original. This isn't it. This is one of the other earlier iterations. This is back when the cockpit was actually centered and it had a little different shape and bigger thrusters, but that's not the one I was looking for. There is another version. And now I'm kind of wondering if I just didn't delete it. It's possible. Let me just check the Scarabs. Yeah, I think I actually deleted the original one. But there's a video I made of it. That I had it textured and everything too. It was almost like done, and then it was just like, oh, wow, this thing sucks. And then I just started again. A totally different design based on Artemis Rogue's recommendations on how to make this kind of miner work the best. Because yeah, I was trying to make a tunnel boring version, and it just doesn't. Well, it can work, but it's so limited. Like, you can't. The whole miner could not exceed the width of your drill on the front, which really kind of sucks. That means your cockpit has to be buried behind the drill somewhere, where it would have to be like third person only to operate. And yeah, yeah. And I don't really see the point on that. So yeah, I think this generally makes a lot more sense going this way. I may bring this into the playthrough in the season. It's not that expensive. I don't need it because I have a my CV that I have currently has mining capabilities on it already, so I don't really need this. But I kind of wanted to check it out in game a little bit anyway, and it's pretty cheap. I figure I could use it for a little bit and then salvage it. Now, if I would have had this out before the season started, I probably would have been able to get better use of this. But since I already have laser drills, which I still like better, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna like the laser drills better, but this is a cheaper alternative. So other than that, you all have yourself a wonderful day, and please let me know if you got any other comments or suggestions on this. Again, it's I got it pretty much done right now. Well, actually, I think it's completely done. I even got all the storage in it labeled. I even labeled the Pentaxi tank to try to go with the same capital letter theme I was doing with the storage info. But yeah, fairly happy with it for what it is. All right, other than that, you all have yourself a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you later.